So here's my 1986 Caterpillar D3b. This originally came from Keene, New Hampshire, or somewhere up there. Guy had it, did some logging. So it's got more miles than real hard work on it. It's only got 1,778.9 hours on it. So this machine's been pretty well loved. It got moved down to the vineyard and got sandblasted and painted down there. Danny Rogers Excavating had it down there. It's got a winch on the back. Haven't used it, but it's pretty neat. It's all fully functional. So this is a 5-roller bottom machine. So it's got this is what most of them are. So it's only got 5 rollers across the bottom. There's some with 6, I guess. This one's a somewhat rare machine because this has a Caterpillar motor in it. So it's got a 3204 cat motor in it. And the weirdest part of all, which it kind of bums me out, it's only got 1 speed in reverse. Where most of them have 3. For whatever reason, this one's only got 1. So it gives you plenty of time to think about what you've done wrong while you're backing up to make your next pass. But I haven't really done much work to this machine other than replace some hydraulic lines that go down to the blade. Got a leaky piston there. But right here, this is something. So I got this machine back in August, and I've run it. I've put about 40 hours on it. And I've run dozers before. By no means am I a dozer operator, but I've run, a D5. I run a Komatsu, I don't know what it's at, 39. So I don't know what that's probably pretty close to a D5. And I felt pretty good about it, actually. Well, it didn't fight me that bad. But this little thing, awful. I was absolutely terrible at running this machine. I just couldn't get any sort of consistent finish on it without going really, really slow. And even then, I'd fight it and fight it and fight it. So I was looking at it and I was looking at it, and I was seeing that there was scrape marks on the backside of the blade. Now, mind you, this thing only got like 1,700, almost 1,800 hours on it. So it's not worn out per se. There's no grease fittings on any of this stuff. So it's all metal on metal. So yeah, it could be a little bit tighter, but overall, pretty tight machine. So this machine has no upright, no mechanical means of keeping the blade upright, where the D3C and some of the later Bs, I believe, had a slotted piece that fit right up in here that had a slot with a roller that would keep the blade upright, where this one has nothing. So it uses the 2 angle pistons are the only thing that keeps it upright. So I'm sure that seal leak didn't help my cause much over there, because it would allow the blade to leak ahead a little bit. But I mean, it's just a small weep. It's not like it is a huge gushing leak all the time over there. So so I looked around at other dozers, and the newer machines had a top link on it. So I said, screw it, I'm just gonna go ahead and make one. So I went ahead and I got some 1.5-inch rod ends from an off-road shop, and I fabricated some mounts, and I just did my driveway with it. I just hopped on. Most people with a dozer would say, you got to carry a full blade to get any consistent finish. And yeah, I understand that, but I couldn't do anything with it originally. And I just gave it a quick try here in the driveway. It's a totally different machine now. So definitely inconsistencies of the blade was, I'm going to say, attributing to my difficulty running this machine. So it's a left and a right, so you can adjust the pitch of the blade. And I struggled with it a little bit, and then I finally just said, screw it, I'm going to weld it on and give it a try. So technically there's some binding that happens with this link, but there's enough play in things and everything's strong enough that it just overcomes it. So when the blade's angling, it has no problem keeping the blade upright. When you put tilt on it, the link technically, when you tilt the blade either side, would want to be about 1 inch longer. And I was concerned with it binding and breaking bolts and whatnot. So far, so good. I mean, I can just tilt the blade fully left, fully right, no problems at all. When it's tilted one way, all the way, and you angle the blade, this gets really tight in here. I might have to grind some clearance at it, but all early indications are that changed the way this machine works. And if you look at any of the newer dozers, they all have a link like that. So it's not anything earth-shattering that I came up with or anything. It's, you know, commonplace on the newer machines. So, but we'll see. I've got a little parking lot to grade later this week, so we're gonna bring this there, and I'm gonna bring the skid in the compactor anyways. I've got a vibratory roller, so worst case I can finish it with a skid steer if I can't figure it out with this, but I think that made a big difference. And I welded this on as well. I've got a receiver that goes on a pole, so it just slides in there and clamps on, and that's so I can set my laser up to do pitch and things like that. So anyways, thanks for watching. Make sure you subscribe and like my videos, and check us out on Instagram and Facebook. It's Watercourse Solutions. Again, thanks for watching.